Hey, YouTube and all you silver stackers out there. How you doing? Look at this gorgeous display of silver bullion. And there's a reason that I have this gorgeous display of silver bullion and any silver bullion. And it's because I have been inspired by the amazing silver stackers that populate YouTube. Now, I only started stacking silver a short time ago, and I've managed to acquire some really cool coins that have fallen into my lap through my local dealer. But to be honest with you, I wouldn't have had any interest to this degree if I wouldn't have stumbled upon the amazing stackers and just gracious people on YouTube who are constantly sharing their knowledge about silver and always passing on that knowledge and encouraging you to stack silver, but making it very clear that it's a decision that's up to you. You don't have to bend to any pressure, as they call them. Silver pumpers is what they call them, because they're saying buy silver, buy silver, buy silver. And a lot of times people think the people that are saying that actually sell it and are making a profit. And let me put it to you this way. There's got to be somebody selling silver, right? Someone has to sell it or we wouldn't be able to buy it. So you can't really blame a person for picking up some cheap silver pieces and then flipping them for, a decent price. That's the nature of business, and I do it too. I'll pick up some stuff and then a few pieces I won't really want, and I'll flip them, as we say, and put them up for sale. And it's not like you're putting a gun to anybody's head. People quickly snap up all the silver. And I do believe with what's happening in the world today that we are soon going to come to a point where, like Mike Maloney says, silver will be called unobtainium and gold will be called unaffordium. I honestly believe that day's coming. If you follow the science, you know that silver is being pulled out of the ground at a lesser rate than it is being disposed of and used up in industry. And I don't have to tell you all the exact figures, because the amazing, wonderful channels that are on YouTube cover all that stuff. You want to know the charts, you want to know about the yields and how much silver is being pulled out of the earth versus how much silver is being mined. You just need to go to somewhere like the amazing Chris Marcus on Arcadia Economics, or Wall Street Silver for that matter. Ivan and Jim are constantly showing charts and illustrating that indeed silver could very well be one of the first resources in the new industrial age to become extinct. It could happen. I'm not saying it could happen. But when you put everything aside, the value and whether or not you're going to get rich, and I am not collecting silver to get rich, make no mistake, I love the metal. It's got antibacterial properties. It just feels good to look at and to hold. As you can see, I've put all my favorite coins. They're in airtight capsules to preserve them. And like all silver stackers, we just really love the metal. The gold people are sort of kind of a different approach. They are definitely into the monetary end of it. But it really seems like silver stackers just have a genuine love of the metal. And looking at this Australian nugget here, how could you not fall in love with this shiny, as the apes like on Wall Street Silver like to say, we love the shiny. And many people complain that good old Queen Victoria is always on there, but that's the way most sovereign coins have been minted, and at least they make her look good. I've got to say that. Whether you're stacking 1 ounce coins or gorgeous 2 ounce koalas like this Australian koala, it doesn't really matter, other than if you don't want to pay an outrageous price. I've got a few pieces of silver like this one here I just managed to pick up, and I did pay a lot for it. But I paid a lot less than I could have because I bought it on the secondary market. And this one cost me $70 Canadian. But I know for a fact that I see this online. Well, maybe not this particular one, but graded coins in general cost a lot of money. So I picked this one up for $70, which is a lot of money compared to 38 or 40 for the other Eagles, but I've always wanted a graded coin, and now I've got one. So I don't think I'll pick up too many of these. I see other stackers on the internet with tons of graded coins, but I don't really care to pay that premium when there's lots of wonderful, beautiful silver to be had at a decent price. And like this 2-ounce Royal Canadian Mint RCMP coin, just sparkling. How could you not like that? Though there's King George on the back. No queen that time. But I'd like to give a big shout out to the inspiration for my stacking, the amazing stackers on YouTube. And I have my favorites I'd like to mention. There's Yankee Stacking. I just love Yankee Stacking. He's such an honest guy and really down to earth and real. I love your channel. I watch your channel, every video you release. And high up on that list is also the Silver Joker, keeping it real, baby. I love Silver Joker in his videos. He's just so positive. He's realistic. He says he's not a financial advisor. Don't just buy silver because he says so. And I really respect that. Same with me. If people ask me, I do tell them silver is a great investment, but I certainly don't go out there on the street with a sign screaming, buy silver or your life is over. But having said that, I'm not a financial advisor, but I think everybody should own some silver. It's a great hedge against inflation. If you've ever watched Pawn Stars and the old man who somebody brings in 3,000 ounces of silver and the old man looks him straight in the eye and says, silver and gold are a hedge against hyperinflation, son. Well, when someone says it that seriously and looks straight at you, you got to believe he knows what he's talking about. And the old man, who is not with us anymore from Pawn Stars, he states he's been stacking silver for 50 years. And I don't consider him an unintelligent person. So when people that I respect tell me something, I tend to listen, or at least consider it. And another one of my favorite stackers who you should go and absolutely subscribe to all these people I'm mentioning is Sal over at Salivate Metal. Just let's explore. He's got the heavy metal videos. I just love them. And he's smart and very, very sensible when it comes to silver. Once again, he's not a silver pumper, but he does point out the advantages of owning a real asset versus imaginary assets floating out in the air there. I think you might know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to come right out and say it, but there's tons of commodities that are falsely inflated right now. Well, one is still selling at well below its all-time high, which makes no sense at all. Another channel I'd like to mention is Arcadia Economics. I think I mentioned him already, Chris Marcus. Yes, I did. And he's just really put himself out there, and I can't believe some of the ballsy things he does when he goes to the CFTC and kind of calls them out and sends them letters. And that's the kind of political, like, community grassroots action you need if anything's going to happen. You got to call people out on their BS. You can't just let them get away with it. And to mention a few more, there's Spegtacular, the Silver Stacular. He's a favorite as well. And well, here, let me just give you my list I've written down here of all the silver channels you should be following on YouTube if you want to know everything about the latest news about silver and economic forecasts. So let's just go down the list here. We got we'll put it on camera. We got Wall Street Silver, Spegtacular, the Silver Stacular, love him. Arcadia Economics with Chris Marcus. Got Salivate Metal with the heavy metal Sal. We got the Silver Joker, keeping it real, and Yankee Stacking. All those channels, there's many more, but those are my go-tos for information on silver. And I really thought it was about time I did a shout out on YouTube and gave them some credit for the inspiration that they give me in silver stacking. I really, really appreciate it. And all these beautiful fine coins, this silver proof of the Peregrine Falcon, coins like that. There was a time when I wouldn't even have thought of collecting stuff like this, and now I'm seriously addicted. I got the silver addiction. Help me. I need some kind of intervention. If anybody out there can help me with a silver intervention, that'd be great. But usually when you say something like that, I get comments that say, I can help you. Send me all your silver and be free of it. And, you know, I feel sorry for you. You should take a load off your mind and give me all your silver. That usually makes me smile. So all you stackers out there on YouTube, I just thought I would share with you a little bit of my collection, some of the cool stuff I have that's fallen into my lap, and maybe try and inspire you a bit to add a few pieces of silver to your stack and start collecting a few precious metals. It certainly couldn't hurt. And I can tell you one thing, when I add up the numbers, what I paid and what silver's worth today, it's just gone up a bit. I'm ahead. So as long as I'm ahead in resources, I don't feel bad. But as Silver Joker has pointed out many times, if you're just going to keep looking at the spot price of silver and say stuff like, oh, today it's down, I've lost money. Oh, today it's up, I've made money. That's not how it works. It works loss or profit when you go to sell your silver. So there's no point, as my good friend the Silver Joker has said, in paying attention to the spot price when you have absolutely no intention of selling your metal. The only time you should be worried about the spot price is when you're getting ready to list your metal or go sell it. Other than that, it's all just noise. The spot price and the price of physical silver are completely disconnected. And that is a huge phenomenon in the metals market these days. Okay, so I've gone on and on about my favorite stackers on YouTube, how they've inspired me, and seeing that I have quite the reputation for being long-winded and going on and on. I'm going to cut this video short. That's about 10 or 12 minutes already. But I just thought it was time to weigh in and pay a little tribute and a little homage to the people that I respect and admire who kind of guide my silver journey. Take care. Keep stacking.